team captain of the Company of the Blue Dragon, and we're a medieval fighting club. We use real steel armor, blunted steel weapons, and we participate in a sport called Buhurt. That's spelled B-U-H-U-R-T, and it translates from an early German word, kuwallop, and it's kind of the most modern way of doing tournament-style fighting from back in the medieval ages. So I saw a movie called A Knight's Tale back when I was like 10 years old. The movie with Heath Ledger, jousting and all that. And I saw that and was like, I want to do that. Fast forward until I'm an adult, you know, you get your first job, you get adult money, and I started buying armor. And then we discovered this sport in about 2014. It's quite big over in Europe, so we saw a lot of the big tournaments over there. And we decided we were going to start a team here. So we learned how to fight and all that, and then in 2017 we started the team, just started getting our name out there and started growing from there. We went around to a bunch of tournaments within Canada in 2019, and it got us to the point where we could try out for Team Canada. So we tried out at the start of 2020, and a bunch of us made the team then. So I was the captain for Team Canada last year in 2023. And so we got to fight over in Spain, which is a phenomenal experience. That was the first year that Canada won a medal ever in IMCF history. I won the bronze medal in lightweight pro fights, so that was incredibly cool to win Canada's first medal. And then this year we were at the World Championships in Mexico, and two of our fighters, Samantha Julie and Kelly Dahl, won medals down there as well. We've actually got one of the biggest teams in Canada. We have 25 fully suited knights. So there's just something about being kind of more recluse from the rest of Canada that people just love it.
October 2019 was the first time I put on armor. Lucas came up to Nanaimo and I was hooked. I've always been very competitive in what I like to do. That's how I knew Lucas, is from another club. We were fighting with swords and doing like a mixed martial arts type of thing. But there was never like any competition. And then when he's like, well, no, you can be national and international like championships we can go to. And I was like, oh. Oh, so that was really the kicker, was like, oh, I have a goal now and I want to be the best. It takes everything. It takes long gym nights every night, even when it's off season. It takes going to your physiotherapist. Also getting information on sword fighting from different types of martial artists. I have a coach from Poland. I have my home gym. I train a lot. Plus, we train every single Saturday. This is your family, your friends, like your social gathering. Yeah, so it would be nice to have more women come out and want to try it. I know, like, maybe they'll say, oh, that's not for me, I'm not interested, but just give it a try just once. Just once. I swear I can get you hooked.
Cardio is king in this sport, and we do a lot of hand warm-ups and everything because sword fighting, you know, you've got about a 2 to 3 pound weapon that you're constantly swinging around. So we need to keep those joints and ligaments from tearing and from causing injury. So we have to make sure that we stretch it all out properly. We get our body nice and warm. We do a very thorough, about 30-minute warm-up. And that's just the beginning of what we do here. And then we suit up. We're wearing about 80 pounds of armor in basically a very thick winter jacket, essentially. So it gets very hot and it's incredibly intensive.
Someone help me with it?
Everybody's a squire and everyone's a knight.
Yeah.
We train hard. We train as much as we can in armor so we get used to it. I like to call it the armor diet. You lose between 10 and 20 pounds in your first month of joining because of the sheer physical intensity it is on your body. And once you've worn it enough, you know, it feels like a second skin. And then it's no longer cumbersome to you, and you can just keep pushing and keep fighting as if you weren't wearing it.
It's like the best combat sport I've tried, as far as like, it's a challenge. It's not, you know, you condition, but you put the armor on and it's like, it's a lot different than anything else. It's got a different feel to it. It feels more, you know, impactful. It's a lot of work, so I like that. Like, it really helps drop the weight and like just get in better shape in general just from being in armor. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, good people.
It's just an awesome sport. Like, just love it, honestly. You get to come out, it gives you motivation to want to be in better shape after the fact here, so it just gives you some new drive compared to your generic, you know, football, hockey, rugby. And it's just, you meet great people, great community.
So I've been in the military for close to 4 years, and we do a lot of, in the boarding party, we do a lot of combat arms, we do a lot of martial arts, and I always wanted to take it to the next step. And as a kid, I was fascinated about being a knight, you know, doing all this armor fighting. And from a friend, found out about Buhurt, where people can smash each other, violently of course, in full suits of armor, and then walk out perfectly fine and go for dinner afterwards. So yeah, it's something I like. I see a lot of great community here, a lot of good people. They go all over the world, and I never knew how big the sport was until now.
Seconds.
Originally, it was just a time to hang out with my brother. He wanted to do it, so he showed up at my house one day and he's just like showed me this video of these knights fighting in a world tournament, and he's like, this is our next step, because we started off doing LARP and then we started off doing a little bit heavier training with foam swords, and he's like, this is next. And I was like, well, I'm like 8 months pregnant. And he's like, well, I'll wait for you. So after I had my kid, 2 weeks later, he had me in armor in his backyard fighting with his new girlfriend. Yeah, and then it's just grown from there. The only thing is we don't have any ladies, so we need more ladies in the club. So far it's just me and Bailey, and we just got a new lady last week named Jess, who's diving right in. But we need more ladies in our sport.
The most important thing about this is it takes a certain type of person to wield a weapon against someone, to fight someone one-on-one, and then afterward talk about it, learn from each other, figure out what you did right, what you did wrong. And that was the best part about this organization, is that camaraderie, that ability to help each other grow. This whole team has grown exponentially compared to a lot of other places because of that. I have to say that I think a lot of us search for sports or things that you can be competitive but be part of a community and be part of a group that learns together. And this group in particular, you are able to do high energy combat, ones that you're really accountable to each other for safety and energy and capability, and you get to test yourselves here at this location every Saturday and actually be able to fight with real swords, real armor, where normally you can't do that in the real world. You can't find that very easily. Most people don't even think this exists. If you've ever done a combative sport, there is an energy to it that you get when you get to face off against somebody, even if they're your friends. And that's the best part about the community. You go in the international championship, you fight the best of the best, and then you hug each other and everything afterward, and it's amazing. But in this particular thing, the energy of facing down someone one-on-one, even looking them in the eye almost through that helmet, and being able to fight them, face them, and test your skills is an energy you can't get anywhere else. It's absolutely amazing.